We're live now. Good evening. Just waiting for people to arrive. I hope you can hear me. Good. Okay, I think it's working. So I'm just waiting for people to tune in. Hi. Hi. Hi, guys. Hi there. Evening. Sorry, this is a slightly different format this week because I'm using my laptop because my phone camera for some reason isn't working properly. So apologies if the quality isn't as good as it is normally. Um, it's a slightly different room. Well, I'm in a very different room. I'm in the dining room tonight. It's okay. Yeah, I'm sure it's okay. Hi, Josh. Um, yeah, I'm not sure it's as good a quality as it would be normally, but we'll just have to make do with it this week, I'm afraid. How are you doing, Anna? Hope you're okay. I'm sort of getting used to the fact that things are slightly different on the screen. I've got the chat going down one side and I'm not used to looking into that camera. So yeah, so we've got 4 people with us now. Hope you're okay, guys. Hope you've had a good week. I'm enjoying the cool weather tonight. It's really cool here in London, which is great. So really enjoying that. Hope you've all had a good week. I'm drinking tea. I'm drinking tea because it's cold. It's lovely. So, what are we going to talk about tonight then? What a fun packed week we've all had. Hi, Christine. Thanks for joining us. Okay. Yeah, it's been raining here today in London and this afternoon. Hi, Anne. Hi, Simon. Well, we've got a couple of we've got a couple of hi Tanya. We've got a couple of parties, sort of dinner parties to go to this weekend, which is going to be quite nice. Oh, you're saying the picture quality is excellent. That's good. I'm pleased. Christina is a spanner because Paul is one of my moderators. So that's good. Hi, John. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the long weekend. It's been a busy week at work this week. I've been training a new person for a couple of days because I'm going part-time from the 3rd of September at work. Oh, Tanya's telling us that it's thundering there. Oh, Tanya, I wish it was thundering here. It's not. It's just grey and rainy, but I'm quite pleased that it's cool. That's really nice. So yeah, I'm going part-time from the 3rd of September, so I've been training a new receptionist at work to take over from my job, which is great. So I'm really pleased about that, and she's doing really well. So training to me comes second nature because I used to be a trainer for the BBC. So I really enjoy training people and making sure that they're, you know, getting all the knowledge that they need. Hi, Luke. How are you? Hope you're okay. We're both well. Yeah, just enjoying the fact that it's Friday night and it's a long weekend. Great. So nice. Hope you're all good and hope you've all had a good week. Milton Keynes, Tanya. Have they still got those plastic cows in Milton Keynes? They used to have a field of plastic cows, didn't they? Oh, I don't know. I don't know that. No, he's got the spanner because he is. Are they concrete cows, Tanya? Are they still there? Hey, nocturnal butterfly. You're in the middle of baking. Oh, sounds good. Tell us what you're baking. Make us all feel hungry and desperate to eat cake. I've never seen the concrete cows, Tanya, but I've heard all about them. So, Anne, I'm in the dining room tonight because I'm on the laptop having to use it because my camera's not working properly on the phone. Pecan butter tarts. Wow, sounds divine. Sounds divine. Hi, Tina. Thanks for coming. You want us to talk about food? Well, we normally get round to food on this chat show. We inevitably start talking about food because, we're all getting up to dinner time and had a long day at work, desperate to eat. Tina, you're backing. What do you mean, my darling? You're backing. You're baking. You're baking. You put a C in there, Tina. Plum tart. Oh my God. So far we've had pecan butter tarts and plum tart. Oh, people in Coventry stole one. That's the only history I have and live next door to the cows. Oh, wow. So you live next door to them. Amazing. Thank you, Anne. It's a sort of cozy room. It's as you can see, it's sort of a blue-green color, although the green doesn't seem to come out that well. And I have a sort of fancy ceiling that I painted, which you can see, because it's quite a dark room. But it's cozy for dining in. What was I going to say? Tomatoes. Paul's brought up the subject of tomatoes, and well, happy birthday, Luke. I hope you had a good time. Thank you, Josh. It's I like this room. It's cozy. Nice for eating in. So, tomatoes. We've had a great harvest of tomatoes. It's been fantastic. And we are eating tomatoes at virtually every meal at the moment, which is great. And a friend of mine at work shared with me a fabulous recipe. Yeah, it is a nice mirror. There's two mirrors, one there, one here, and one here. It's because it's a small room, so I've got mirrors in here to make it look a little bit bigger. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up with all the comments that are coming through at the moment. Of course, we're always going back to food, but I wanted to share with you a recipe. No, they're both mirrors. That's a door there. You can just see the door reflected in the mirror. I wanted to share a recipe with you, a really simple recipe that somebody shared with me at work this week. And it's really, really simple. And it just involves roasted tomatoes, garlic, hi Pag, garlic, and olive oil and herbs. Honestly, you've all got to try this. If you like tomatoes, I know you don't like tomatoes, Pag, but you don't mind cooked tomatoes. But this recipe is great. Listen carefully if you want this recipe. It's so good. So you take a dish and you fill it with tomatoes, yeah? And garlic, little olive oil, some herbs. And you roast the tomatoes on about 170 for an hour and a half. And then you sort of stir them all up, mash the garlic up, or if you roast the garlic whole, you can squeeze it out as puree, stir it all up, and you simply add pasta, salt and pepper, and some cheese. And believe you me, this is an amazing recipe. So I'm going to do a video about it. You're allergic to garlic. Oh, sorry, Luke. You don't need to put the garlic in. You could just put herbs, salt and pepper, and onion if you wanted to. We had it the other night with spaghetti, and it was the most delicious recipe ever. In fact, I think what I'll do is I'll do a video about it at some point, because I know more people want cookery videos from us. So we'll do that. Skincare secrets. I don't really have a skincare routine other than cleansing and moisturizing and eating lots of fruit and veg. That's the best thing for skin and, you know, eyes and hair. Thank you very much. You're very kind, Nocturnal Butterfly. I don't ever think my skin's that good, but people always seem to think it is. So I'm very grateful for your comments. Thank you. It is, John. It's a great recipe. It's so simple. It just takes an hour and a half to roast the tomatoes, and they reduce to a sort of caramelized, tomatoey mixture. Add pasta to it, cooked pasta, stir it together and serve immediately with some cheese on top. Divine. You're going to love it. You're going to absolutely love it. It's beautiful. Hi, Jane. Thanks for joining. It does. The long cooking, about 170, which I think is about 350 Fahrenheit, gas mark 4 or 5, I think. It's absolutely beautiful. And it cooks right down. So you need to use more tomatoes than you think you might need. Absolutely beautiful. Really, really good. We've had a really good, successful crop of garlic, Mags. It's been really good. You could, Jane, you could add anything that you fancy to it. I'd probably add the olives at the end so they don't overcook and shrivel up. But you could stir anything through. You could stir through fresh basil, fresh herbs. Absolutely divine. Really, really good. Oh, bye, Josh. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, try the recipe. It's great. Yeah, tomato glut. A lot of us are having a lot of tomatoes at the moment. And, you know, there are various ways to preserve tomatoes. And our preferred method, which we've done a few times, is actually part roasting them and then freezing them on a tray until they're frozen. And then once they've frozen, put them into a bag, because that will keep them separate, even in the bag. In fact, we're still using tomatoes from last year's harvest that are still in the freezer, successfully frozen for almost a year. So, you know, it's a really good way of doing it. I'm having a sip of my tea now. Yum. Tea on a cold summer's day. Tina's running out of freezer room. You're going to have to get another freezer, Tina. We've run out of freezer room. I tell you, we have to kind of go through it and get rid of the things that need to be, you know, used or chopped out. We have frozen spinach quite successfully. I think, what did you do, Paul? Did you blanch it first? Yeah, Paul blanched it first and then froze it. Jane had a terrible tomato harvest. Well, we weren't sure, Jane, whether we were going to have a successful tomato harvest. And then suddenly they all started growing and ripening. And we've got a windowsill in the kitchen covered in tomatoes. And in fact, Paul this afternoon has been doing some roasting ready for freezing. So we are enjoying them so much. They are so delicious. We're like having tomatoes and cheese on toast virtually every day, and then roasted tomatoes for dinner at night with whatever we're having. And maybe that's part of the secret to the good skin. I don't know. Maybe lots of vitamin C. And of course, we have grown them outdoors. Yeah, you know, Anna, what I would do, cut them in half down the split, check nothing's got into them, and then roast them. They'll be fine, absolutely fine. Christine, funny you should mention foxes. We had old Mr. Fox in the garden at lunchtime, having a wander around. Yeah, so they're still with us, the foxes. They're great. So we've had a good outdoor crop, Jane, this year, and in fact, the indoor crop in the polytunnel wasn't as good this year. Paul's going to show us, look. I don't know whether you can see this.
That's the open freezing.
This is open freezing.
So
Yeah, they're on layers of cling film, and they've been roasted and then put into the freezer like this in layers, and then they'll be bagged up. Yeah. Hi, Mark. Thanks for joining us. Gosh, they were cold. My hands are frozen now. I have to warm them up. I get really cold hands. Mags, you prefer chard to spinach? Yeah, I think it is easier to grow chard. We've done that a few times. It's delicious as well, and beautiful to look at. The colours of chard are divine. There you go, Anna. You now know what that open freezing is. So once they're frozen, they go into bags because they won't then stick together in the bag, and you can literally take out a handful from the bag when you need to, and they can literally be tossed into a sauce, and you get that fresh tomato taste, which is great. No, not yet. You know what? It's been such a busy time recently that I've actually not had chance to sort of set it up and decide where the best place for it to go will be to capture wildlife. So no, but I will do. It's on my list of things. In fact, it's on my list of things to achieve once I'm part-time, which is from the 3rd of September. So yeah, you will get a video at some point from wherever I capture. You love the gay gardeners. Well, us gays do like to please. Yeah, the fox, Mark. He was in the garden at lunchtime. We noticed him having a wander around and a squeal as well. So yeah, the fox. Oh, Paul says there were 3 foxes. So we've got another fox family in the garden. I think they like our garden because it's like a jungle and they can hide. We haven't bottled mags. We tend to do the roasting and freezing because that's sort of, I don't know, it suits us. We haven't got a huge amount of space for bottling. Paul's just done a load of blackberry jam, and there's barely enough space to store that. So, well, yeah, Mark, but they seem to be quite active during the day as well. I'm hoping to catch something other than the foxes on the night camera. I want to try and catch some hedgehogs. It'll probably, in reality, just capture the local cats on the prowl because we've got quite a healthy cat population here. But I will be giving it a go at some point. Not tried it yet, Christine. I've unboxed it, had a look at it, worked out how to use it, but not actually given it a go. So I will do. It's on my list of things to do. A big, ever-expanding list of things to achieve. You all know what it's like. Tea. So, Anne, on Bank Holiday Monday, we're probably going to do some housework, probably. We've got nothing planned for Bank Holiday Monday. Oh, Pag, you got a birthday present. Anything interesting? My eye is okay. Yeah, it's this eye. And as you can see, it's kind of okay. Looks okay. Yeah, it's doing well. Thank you very much. Yeah, Mark, one of the things I'm so looking forward to is getting quite a few things done around the house that I've just not had the time or the energy to do in the past year or so. Some decorating, some fixing of things because I like to do DIY. Jane, it's lovely that you joined us. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's great to meet you, and thanks so much for subscribing to my channel. It's gone dark. Ooh, so you're having a storm, Tanya. Ooh, I love a storm. We all love a good storm. It's quite grey here as well, actually, and windy and breezy. I do hope we get some interesting storms because I love them. Are you going to film it, Tanya? Anna, you're very kind. Okay, so this room is the dining room, and it's decorated in a sort of dark, sort of teal colour, sort of greeny blue. And I don't know whether you can notice, but the ceiling here has got sort of a panel painted onto it. It's got a sort of cream colour surround, which is meant to look like a sort of fake cornice, but this is paintwork. And then there's a sort of blue panel that goes all the way around and a cream panel in the center. Because it's such a dark room, if it was completely painted in blue, it would be really dark. So that sort of breaks the ceiling up. So inspiration, not sure about that. I just kind of do what I think might look good and hope for the best. It's not, doesn't always work. You know, it's always a test. My work, you know, my house is a work in progress usually. Sorry, I missed a couple of comments here. Luke, Paul has recovered from the wasp attack. He recovered really quickly because we used lavender oil on the stings. And lavender oil has amazing healing properties on burns and stings. They recover the next day usually. Mark saying that it's gone dark in Birmingham, heavy rain. Christine, it's very dark in Suffolk. Excellent. Mags, you've been watching Vivi's videos about bottling. Yes. Well, I've seen those videos as well. Vivi does some amazing bottling and very successful. Is it this mirror that you're talking about? Yeah, I love this mirror. Bought that quite a few years ago. It's really nice, isn't it? Cyber Doctor, hi. Long time no speak. How are you? Were you on holiday, Cyber Doctor? Tina's had rain on and off. Thank you, Christine. Well, my dad did a lot of decorating and he sort of taught me a few bits and pieces when I was younger. This design on the ceiling with panels I did with a really good quality masking tape, which is a yellow tape, yellow masking tape. You can buy it online and it's really effective at really masking areas off properly without any paint bleed. So there you go. You were in Spain. Yeah, we're good. Was your holiday good? Did you have a good time? Did you have good weather? It's really good. Just buy a bottle of pure lavender oil and just use a tiny amount on, you know, minor stings and minor burns. It's really, really good. I've been using lavender oil for years, and it's also very good for calming you down. The other oil that's very good for anxiety, if anybody suffers from anxiety, as I do occasionally, is frankincense oil. It's amazingly good at calming you down if you're feeling anxious. I'm good at different what? Um, I did watch your short film. I did. And I found it quite emotional, actually. I found it quite touching. Yeah, yeah, we both watched it and we found it quite touching. So, yes, thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, it was quite sad, but I kind of quite like sad things sometimes. So, oh, and all my messages appear to have disappeared off the screen. Oh, they're back. Yeah, it's really good, Cyber Doctor. It is a really good thing to relax to, lavender, but also frankincense is amazing as well. You only need a tiny amount. And if you're going to put it directly onto your skin, it depends on whether you're sensitive. people recommend that you use a carrier oil like almond oil, something like that, because some people are allergic to direct contact with the skin. I'm not. I can put most things onto my skin without a problem. Yeah, you see, there we go. There's a couple of people who watched your short film. Yeah, it was really good, very sensitive. Hi, Ali. Am I allergic to any foods? Not really. No, I don't think so. I can eat most things, but I don't eat meat. Um, yeah, I think I'm okay. What do I do for fun besides cook? Um, okay, fun. Hmm. See friends, not as often as I'd like to. Um, we love to go for walks. Um, we love good TV. Of course, making videos for me is really fun. Um, Mags, you're drying your lavender, not sure what to do with it. Well, sometimes if you dry it, yeah, Vivi's got a few ideas, but I've known a few people over the years who make these little sort of sachets with the lavender heads inside them, and you can like hang them in, wardrobes, put them in drawers to keep things nice and fresh and smelling good. Mark, you bit into a cod liver oil capsule. Ooh. Ugh. I bet that wasn't very pleasant. Tanya, you have anxiety too. Frankincense. I really recommend it. It's quite expensive, but a little touch on the wrists, a warm up or on the hands, and then breathe it in. It has the most amazing effect. When we lost our cat in January, I was very anxious around that. It made me feel very anxious. And I burnt not lavender, frankincense resin as an incense and put it all around the house, and it really helped to relieve our anxiety around that loss. You can get it both as a resin and as an oil. The resin is like a sort of these sort of big blobs of resin, which is very hard, and you can buy these charcoal discs that you set light to, and they heat up, and then you pop the resin on top, and it exudes all the smoke and the fumes of the resin, and it gives this beautiful sort of churchy, incensey smell, and it's really good for anxiety. I can really recommend it. Ali, Paul has got over it. I know it was quite fun to watch. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. You reminded us of Terry and June. Oh, wow. We might do our own sitcom one day. Oh, Tanya, that's awful. Yeah, it's oh, our cat Peanut was 19, and oh, I can't bear it. It's just awful losing an animal. It really is. It's the most awful thing ever. My heart goes out to you, and we know exactly how it felt for us. Obviously, everybody's experience is different and individual, but for us, it was heartbreaking. We miss all of our cats, all of them. I think about all of them every day without fail. Yeah, she was a constant companion for us, and yeah, yeah, just the worst thing ever. Yeah. Um, what's that, Anna? You're getting some beautiful inspiration. Oh, well, I think it's lovely to get inspiration from people. Thanks, Anna. And, we're all inspired by other people at the end of the day. I mean, there's very few things in this world that are actually original, including music and art. People are inspired by nature, other people, other art. Um, to me, your home should reflect who you are, and it should make you feel pleased to look at it. Oh, poor Wurzel, Tanya. I'm so sorry. I really am. It's yeah, it is. It's really different. Hi, Scott. How are you? Hope you're okay. Thanks for joining us. We've got 16 people. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for joining the party. Our cozy little chat tonight in the dining room. Bit different than usual, but I'm on the laptop, which I explained earlier because my phone camera, my front-facing phone camera, appears to have a slight problem. So, I'm using the laptop tonight. So, apologies if the quality is different, but people are telling me it's okay. So, I'm quite pleased with that. You want me to vape? Yeah, I'll vape. Always close to a vape. Here we go. There we go. Vape break. Do you want some rings? Shall I blow some rings? It's menthol. Hold on. Hold on. I'll do some rings. You can't see the rings properly on this camera. There we go. Yeah, mine's menthol. It's a low strength nicotine now because I've weaned myself down the strengths. So I would imagine probably a year or so I'll be giving this up as well. Um, well, yeah, I think I've probably got quite good lungs. They're probably shot to pieces from the years of smoking in the past, but hopefully they're on the way to cleaning themselves out after, I think, 7 years of not smoking. I think it's 6 or 7 years. There we go. A box mod. What's a box mod? Is that you mean like a vaping machine? I'm not into those. I had another vape thing, but it kept clogging up and having to refill things, and I can't be bothered with that. I just like something that's really compact and cute to carry, and the refills don't cost that much. Nothing like smoking. This I just find handy. Tanya, try these. These are Nico Sigs. I buy them online. I don't have to go to the shops. I buy a box of the refills monthly. I love it. It helped me give up smoking. So I think everybody should do that. It's just so handy and it gives me a good vape. I get that nice little hit at the back of the throat. I get satisfied. It's so much better than smoking. I love it. I think it's great. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't start vaping if you're not a vapor. I did this to give up smoking, and it was successful from day one. I never went back to smoking. This to me is as good as. I've got two of these. Hi, Rami. I've got two of these batteries, and these are the refills that you buy. You charge these up, and then Nico Sig. I really recommend them. Okay. Yeah, I think, if you don't smoke, don't start vaping. Keep your lungs fresh and clean and unaffected by anything. That's my advice. I wish I'd never started smoking in the first place at whatever age it was, 15, behind the bike sheds at school, like most people, trying to look cool. Thanks for joining us, Rami. How are you? Is that what do cigarettes taste like? Well, smoke. smoky and harsh. I wouldn't recommend cigarettes to anybody. This one tastes of menthol. Yeah, you see, look at Pag's lesson there, you know. He was the same as me, you know, except well, I do have a heart issue, possibly caused by, you know, abuse to the body, but I didn't have a heart attack, and Pag did. So, you know, it's not wise for anybody. Yeah, I think I encouraged one of my sisters to smoke, probably. No, maybe she started on her own. I don't think I ever taught her how to do it. Yeah, exactly, Mark. You know, I mean, I don't feel bad now. I feel relatively healthy now. I'm almost 51. And, you know, well, Ali, but both of my parents smoked. So, I mean, really and truly, they should have given up in order to teach by example. But my parents didn't give up. They tried to, but failed miserably. So, you know, and we grew up with smokers all around us, all of the time, you know. So it was a different time, the 60s and the 70s, wasn't it? People were aware of the dangers. They knew about the dangers, but they were addicted. They didn't care. So there you go. We've all got our issues. We've all got our vices, I think, you know, things we have to cope with, and our coping mechanisms, you know, as well. Some people reach for alcohol. I don't drink any longer, but I used to. But now, of course, in the news today, they're saying that no alcohol is safe. So we have to find our fun elsewhere, don't we? Yeah, I don't think it's. I think it's a great thing to give up. You gave up eating meat. Wow, well done. Yeah, both of our parents smoked and drank, and you know, I'm not sure what else they did. I've probably done more than they ever did, to be honest with you, in my party days. But you know, I'm not saying I'm proud of that, but it's the way it goes, isn't it? Depends on which generation you're born into, you know. What do you want to ask, Rami? I hope it's going to be a lovely, sensible question that we're going to enjoy. What's wrong, Rami? Yeah, I think it's fun. You find it addictive. Well, yeah, exactly. Everything can be addictive. Everything. Look at social media. Look at people on their phones. People are addicted to their phones. To be honest, I think I'm probably addicted to my phone as well. Really. I'm always picking it up, checking things, checking likes, checking Facebook news, checking YouTube. So, you know, we all get addicted to stuff. So we've got 19 people with us now. That's excellent. I'm so pleased. And I do hope you're enjoying yourselves and I'm being entertaining enough for you because, you know, I've actually been talking for the past 2 days all day long because I'm training a new member of staff at work. So if my voice gives out, you'll have to forgive me. Um, you want to ask about the English language? What do you want to ask, Rami? Go ahead. It's fine, you can ask me questions. Mostly you smoked cigarettes, but sometimes the odd weed. Great. I'm not going to ask what weed it was. What jobs have I done throughout my life? Oh, goodness me. What jobs have I done? I have mainly worked in offices. But I've done lots of temporary jobs in between jobs. I've been in management. I've been a trainer. I've worked for ticketing agencies. I've worked for the BBC. Um, I've worked as an independent trainer. I've worked as a life coach. Um, I've worked for local authorities. I've worked in all sorts of places. I worked in a shoe shop once. Um, I worked at a National Garden Festival once with my friend Jill. So lots of different jobs. Young Sun is saying you love weed. Well, each to their own, you know. I've smoked a few joints in my time, believe you me. Oh yeah. So Rami, you were saying you would say how to form a sentence in English. Well, I think you're doing a very good job, Rami, of forming sentences. That's very, very good. I think we can all understand what you're saying. It's not a problem. Feel free to join in. We'll correct you if you're wrong. Um, yeah, lots of jobs, lots of jobs. I mean, I'm 51 years of age, so, I've done a lot of jobs. Audiobooks, well, I guess, oh, I don't know really. I haven't got the get up and go to get into it and get an agent and all that. So maybe I should think about that once I'm part-time. Miss Vanjie, Vanjie, Miss Vanjie. There you go, Ali. There's a Miss Vanjie for you. Um, I did do drama at school, and I also went to drama school on a part-time basis and did speech and drama lessons with the Guildhall. So I have done a bit of drama. I've done a bit of acting. Again, it's something that I wanted to do very much, but didn't really get the opportunity because I don't know why, various reasons. Maybe my parents were very pushy. I have done quite a few plays over the years. I'm a theoretical physicist. Okay, wow, amazing. Okay, opportunity is everything, absolutely. But I think we can also create opportunity by pushing ourselves into out of our comfort zones. And I'm not very good at doing that. Doing the whole YouTube thing was a step out of my comfort zone. But I took to it like a duck to water, I think, because I like to show off. That's the basis of most actors. They want to show off and they need an audience. And you guys are my audience, which is lovely. Thank you. Believe me, my English is so bad, it's not, Rami. You're really good at English. Why are you worrying about that? It's not a problem at all. You're in good company here. You like the American accent. Yeah, so do I. I like the American accent. I'm not very good at doing the American accent. Yeah, give Rami a little bit of love here. Show her that she's okay. I have a Billy Connolly look. Well, I think I look a bit younger than Billy Connolly. Thank you very much, Tanya. Okay. You want me to speak slower? Okay, I'm not very good at speaking slowly, but I'll try. You want to know what I am? Yes, please, young. What are you? Tell us. Tell us more about yourself. We're sharing and caring in this group, and we like to be nice to everybody. Sorry, I'm missing. Okay, you're the walrus. Okay, that's the Beatles, isn't it? I am the walrus. Well, Cyber Doctor, I am terrible at maths. I'm the worst at maths ever. I literally have a problem. I simply cannot do any kind of maths in my head. The minute somebody asks me what's blah, blah, blah plus blah, 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 I start to flush red in the face and want to run in the opposite direction as fast as possible because my brain actually can't do it, which is really sad because I'd have loved to have been involved in science in some way. So, Rami, your job is a security guard. Cool. Well, yeah, terrible at maths. English was my strong subject. So yeah, Tanya was crap at school, but you're like Carol Vorderman in a darts match. Excellent. How can I make a sentence for helping in my job? Well, Rami, you know what I would suggest? If you're really worried about English, why don't you invest in some English lessons or do some online lessons or get yourself a book? Yeah, something like English as a foreign language or something like that to improve. Lessons would be good because you'll do it in a structured way, step by step. Yeah, Paul loves maths. He's great at maths. He's very, very clever. I'm not very clever when it comes to maths. I was good at things like sociology, cookery. What else was I good at? History, acting, drama. Yeah. Well, you can look me up, Rami, on Facebook and send me a friend request. You'll see me on Facebook, Richard Hammond. So please do, no problem at all. I'm sort of, open to new friends on Facebook. You were always playing rugby and American football. Funnily enough, rugby was one of the only things that I kind of enjoyed at sport because I was quite good at running and holding on to balls. You want to be my friend? Well, why don't you go to Facebook and send me a friend request, and then we can see what happens from there. Yeah, so do I. I love all that stuff. What I love, John, is I absolutely adore the really, really old footage of places like London in the late 1800s and things like that. I just feel like it's transporting me through time, which, of course, is one of my favorite subjects, time travel. I hate how they're posting videos on news channels of students getting brilliant results. Yeah, I know. I find that whole exam thing very strange. I don't remember it being like that when we were kids. You just went to the school, picked up your results, went home and told your parents what you got. That was it. Then you sort of hoped for the next stage, going on to whatever. I dropped out of school at 16, so I didn't do A levels or go to university. And look where I am now. There we go. I missed something there. Hate maths. My teacher at primary school made me stay in a break time. Yeah, you know what? I used to cry the day before a times table test. It used to terrify me because I was awful at times table, and they used to test us every week, and I would literally be ill the night before, and nobody could really understand why. I didn't really get the support I needed on that at all because I didn't really know how to do it in those days, I don't think. Um, oh, awful. Well, John, you're a little older than me. I left school in 1984. Ali's favorite subject was chasing boys. Mm, I get that. Yes, we say maths, and the reason we say maths is because it's the shortened version of mathematics. That's why we say maths in English. Tanya, you had no qualifications. Okay. Yeah. Oh, YTS. Tell me about it. They made me do a YTS, but I was in a theatre doing publicity. And you know what? They never told me that I had to go to day release college, and I never went. And then they came to check on me and said, "Why haven't you gone to college?" And I said, "I didn't know I had to go." They were terrible, terrible. Oh, yeah, don't get me started on time travel. Fascinates me. I love all of that stuff. Absolutely love it. Tea. Go ahead, Rami. Ask the question. Don't be shy. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is very interesting. I think it's very interesting the spellings that we use in England as opposed to the spellings used in the States. Yeah, things like aluminium. I think you guys say aluminum. The spelling of color, we use a U, you don't use the U. It's fascinating. If I could go back in time, um, probably dinosaurs. I'd like to see the dinosaurs. I'm not content with watching Jurassic Park. I don't think the dinosaurs look like that. I think they look different. Yeah. Or I'd like to go back to a time where the clothes are so different to how they are now, like, Edwardian times. I mean, when I think about this house that we live in, which was built in the 1850s, people were in this house wearing those huge outfits that they used to wear, the women. You just think, wow, that's amazing. Can't believe it. So I've missed a few. Tanya, Fanny is bum. Oh, yeah. I thought, Tanya, what are you talking about, love? But yes, of course, Fanny. Yeah. And of course, Fanny is something else to us in England. Um, Mark would go back to his first girlfriend. Okay. Rami, please, if you're going to ask, just ask away. Type the question. Let's have a look. Birmingham bag. What? Oh, like bell bottoms. Yeah, I used to have some bell bottoms when I was a child in the 70s. Fantastic. Bell bottoms and platform heels. Lovely. Were Oxford bags, they were slightly different, weren't they? I don't know. Time travel is to the past is basically impossible as one chain. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yes, nothing could be changed. But the thing that really fascinates me about when the quantum physicists talk about time travel and portions of time, I think I read somewhere that, it's basically like everything is still happening as it was. I like to sort of imagine we could somehow transfer our thoughts to a different time and sort of step in and view it temporarily. That fascinates me. Oh, yeah, I would have been a hippie, I think, if I'd have been growing up in the 60s. But of course, I was born in 67. What's my plan for the future? Um, I'm going to be part-time, so I've got lots of different plans. I want to expand my YouTube channel. I want to do some more photography and try and expand that and just enjoy myself. Christine was a hippie. Woo! You'd like to see who wrote the clay tablets in Sumerian text. Interesting. Transferring the mind is already possible in AI. Yeah. Oh, yes, you had your falconry day. Pag had a falconry day for his birthday, which sounded amazing. I quite like to do that myself. And I see, Pag, they did archery there as well. Did you have a go at archery too? I've done archery. I'm quite good at archery. Yeah. I did archery when I lived in a castle. I lived in a castle once. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a good thing to do, because I don't subscribe to this work till you drop thing that seems to be going on in this country. No, 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 no. I'm not going to do that. I'd rather be poor and happier. Oh, okay. So, oh, yeah. An earworm, they call it, don't they? Christine, they call it an earworm. Yeah, Rami, I said, my plan for the future is I'm going part-time, so I'm going to be working less hours, and I'm going to be doing more with my YouTube channel and more with my photography. That's my plan for the future, Rami. Is that okay? Good. Oh, good. Thank you, Tanya. Tanya, what do you prefer? Yeah, I'd love to do something like that, Pag. I really would. I think it's amazing. I love watching birds of prey. I think so. What was the second one? Did I say Tanya or Tanya? With the long A? Tanya. Oh, thank you, John. Yeah, I enjoyed those ones. They were quite good. They were amazing rock pools. I really. Tanya. Tanya. Must get it right. Tanya. Is that right? Yeah. Good. I don't want to get your name wrong. Where? Where what, Christine? The rock pools in Guernsey. Oh, Rami, you look a bit confused. I'm sorry. But didn't I give you the answer that you wanted? Yeah, they were beautiful, weren't they, with the greens? I know, absolutely gorgeous against that grey, slaty rock, which was just lovely. So that's yeah, that was the rock pool video in Guernsey, which is available on my YouTube channel for everybody to look at. You called it TARDIS. Excellent. Am I always here? Well, I'm always here on 6 o'clock on a Friday. That's when I do my live show, Rami. Okay? So I'm usually here. And why don't you subscribe to my channel and then you'll get updates on my videos? Well, you can subscribe to my channel and you'll find there's a lot of videos on there that you can watch. Time and relative dimension in space. If you went back in time and gave a writer his book you bought from the future, giving it to him before he wrote it, then who created it in the first place? Well, he did in the future. His future self created it, which obviously would be a different version of him, wouldn't it? Castle, yeah. I lived in a castle. I did. Your parents love my channel. Oh, great. I hope they're subscribed. Tell them to subscribe. French beans, Paul, how are they doing? Are they growing? They're growing. The French beans are growing. About 2 inches long. Thank you, Rami. Thank you for that. That bunch of flowers. Thank you. Yeah, French beans are doing well. Thank goodness. We're really pleased. Because we didn't think we'd going to get any little green beans at all this year because of the weather, the strange weather. It's very windy out there all of a sudden. Maybe we're going to get a storm. I do hope so. Paul's saying that he's left the polytunnel open. Well, let's hope it doesn't blow away. You can hear Paul yahooing. Yeah. He was very excited. I think it's, more excited than you could get really about beans, but because we hadn't had any this year, really, it was a really poor harvest for beans. It was so exciting to see those little beans dangling there with their little flowers. So London, it's London, Rami. We're in London, in the UK. Yeah, that's the capital city of England. You had plenty of storms in France, Scott. Excellent. You enjoyed them? Huh? Where? Oh, the castle, you mean, Christine. Okay. So when I was 16, it's a long story, but I found myself working in a place called Peckforton Castle, which is in Cheshire. And I was working for the world's first live Dungeons and Dragons role-playing society. And it was called Treasure Trap. And I worked in the office with my mum, and we lived in the grounds of the castle in a small caravan. And I had my run of the castle most days. And yeah, it's a big folly, um, and it's called Peckforton Castle. You can look it up on the internet. Yes, please. I'd love the link to that. Love anything to do with time travel. I think it's something that, I don't know, it gives me that feeling inside when I think about time travel, as though it's just possible to do, just out of our reach. That's right. You've also got Beeston Castle on the opposite hill across from Peckforton. And yeah. I bet you did, Mark. It was a great time for me, actually. It was a fascinating time because a lot of people used to come to play the what were called dungeons, and they were games, and people used to pay and stay for the weekend. That's right, Bickerton Hills. I've walked on Bickerton Hills many years ago. I lived in that area. I also lived in Crewe for a while. Um, so I'm familiar with Chester and Tarpley and all of those places. Was it haunted? Well, Mark, there were some very strange goings on in that castle. And believe you me, once everybody had left, and very often we were the only people in the grounds, me, my mom, and a couple of other people in the caravan. We were the only people there, and we used to go walking around the castle in the evening. And yeah, I saw and heard a few things that were quite mysterious. Mm, yeah, there you go. Oh, thank you, Rami. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. Oh, yeah, I know where the race course is, John. Yeah. Time on Earth is enslavement to order. Space knows no time. The thought of time travel is freedom. Yeah, I think that's right, Tanya. Um, yeah, Paul's just talking about Donnie Darko. Anybody like Donnie Darko? I bet we've got some Donnie Darko fans in the house. One of our favourite films. So, okay. Well, what are you signing us up to? I hope you're not going to send me back in time to a different place where I'll be persecuted as a gay man. um, Donnie Darko is fascinating film, and it's all about time travel. Toby, there were some interesting things that happened. I watched a huge, huge wood and metal door open on its own and move. I watched that happen. I saw it with my own eyes. Could have been the wind, but it was spooky. And we used to see lights that used to come on in rooms where there were no lights. Mm. It was very spooky. It's now a hotel, Peckham Castle. And hi, Bonnie. You'd be in a giant suit the whole time, though. Ooh. Um, well, I mean, there's not much more to tell, really. I mean, it's, you know, being in a castle on your own in the dark is spooky in itself. So I think what can happen is the mind can conjure up all sorts of things, you know. Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Sandra. Well done. Well, you know what? I'll try and keep on going, Sandra, for as long as I can, so you get some quality time with us. We've got 16 people in the house now, which is really lovely. Thanks to everybody. I really mean this. Thanks so much for tuning in, because without you, this wouldn't be happening, would it? This is all about you guys. Thank you very much, Cyber Doctor. Too much information there. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, Weeping Angels. Yeah, that was a scary one, wasn't it? It was about the don't blink, wasn't it? Yeah, Christine, we wondered what you were talking about there. You know, well, thank you very much, Pag. You're very kind. I do try my best. Okay, so it's bank holiday weekend in the UK, which means we get 3 days, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So what are people doing? I've said what I'm doing. We're going to a couple of small dinner parties, Saturday and Sunday, which is going to be nice. So we don't have to cook Saturday and Sunday night, which is lovely. Thank you, Christine. I'm glad you're enjoying it, my dear. What are you doing at the weekend? Any plans? I'd like to go for a little walk at some point, Paul, again. You know, I'd like to go for a little walk somewhere. And, you know, maybe do a video of something, because last time I was going to do it, it started raining. Not sure about the weather though this weekend. It's not looking too good tonight. Oh, Tanya, okay. Thanks for coming, my dear. It's been lovely. Don't blink. I remember that one, Cyber Doctor. That was quite scary, that one. Angie's doing a boot fair tomorrow. Good for her. Hythe Food Festival all weekend. So you're going to be eating everything in sight all weekend. Sounds great. John's spending a couple of days on his new allotment. Ah, yes, new allotment. Excellent. Bye, Tanya. Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. It's nice to see you. And we'll see you next time, hopefully. Thank you. Thank you very much. I hope that goes well for you, John, your new allotment. I'm sure we're going to get lots of videos about that. If you haven't already subscribed to John's channel, John's Cuckoo Patch, it's a really lovely channel. He does some nice videos. So, Sandra, you got 3 days off. Day trip to New York City. Supposed to be great weather. Great. Well, it's not supposed to be great weather here. It's quite cool tonight. It's about 18 degrees, I think, here. I think we're going to try and get out at some point if it doesn't rain. That's the only problem with the UK. You can get the forecast saying it's going to be nice and pleasant, and then suddenly it starts to rain. In fact, it's absolutely chucking it down outside now. I don't know whether you can hear that. If I'm quiet, you probably can't hear that in the background. Well, they're just very small dinner parties, Christine. They're at other people's houses. So that's really nice. So we'll be seeing a couple of friends, which will be good. And they're local as well. So there's no travel involved, which is nice. Pag's hoping to get the bike out tomorrow morning. Lovely. Nice bit of exercise. I could do with some exercise, actually. I've been very sedentary all week, sorry. Working the weekend, allotment garden Monday. Lovely. Yeah, Paul's been to New York a few times. I've never been. I've never been to the States. It's raining there, Toby. Yeah, it's raining here too. It's pattering down on this roof. This is a flat roof above us, so we can usually hear the rain, which is quite nice. I quite enjoy listening to the rain at night. Hi, Angie. Hope you're okay, darling. Hope your boot fair goes well tomorrow. Hope you've got lots of lovely things to sell. We could do with doing a boot fair at some point because we've got so much stuff we need to get rid of, I tell you. You know, John's going back to New York next year for 3 weeks. Wow. Now, Christine, funny you should mention, but my aspidistra has died. It's been killed. It got by the heat. It got fried by the heat. And I thought they were indestructible. Maybe it'll come back during the winter. I don't know. Avatar. Yeah, I quite liked Avatar. It was okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'll get to New York one day, I think. Well, Rami, at least you are watching this and you're typing things, you're looking at the English language, you're seeing how people have a conversation. So that's going to be educational for you. I think that's a good thing that you're joining in. Well done. Good, good. Yeah, it's quite dull outside. Um, I've not got too much light on here. I'm sort of relying on the light of the screen to illuminate my face tonight. I normally have sort of key lights making me look as good as possible. You know, the illusion of television and all that. Um, well, you're trying to understand, Rami, which is a good thing because that's key to learning a new language, that you immerse yourself in the language. Anna, thank you for joining in. Enjoy your evening. Have a good time with your relatives. Thank you. Raining equals slugs. That's very true. Very true. Maybe it's time to get those slug traps out. Well, yeah, I think it's a great way. Boot fairs are a great way of recycling. You make a little bit of money and you get rid of things. Although I have to say, we've never done one. But I know quite a few people who do successfully do boot fairs. And I mean, we've got enough to do about 10 boot fairs, probably. It's just doing it, isn't it? Oh, you're staying in a large house being wined and dined tomorrow. Ooh, sounds good. Cyber Doctor, I've seen a snippet and I'm quite looking forward to the female Doctor because, to be absolutely honest, I didn't watch the last series. I wasn't interested. I didn't like him. And I quite like the look of this new one, so I may give it a go. The name of the colour on the walls is Hobgoblin by Valspar, which is a brand of paint that's available in B&Q. So it's called Hobgoblin. I'm amazed I actually remembered that. Hello, Mark. thank you for joining us. First time here. Well, welcome. Thank you for coming. And we're a friendly bunch of people. We chat about all sorts of stuff. Tonight, we've been talking about time travel, food, baking, gardening, all sorts of stuff. So please feel free to join in and enjoy yourself. There's lots of friendly people here. So you're from London. Excellent. We're London as well. We live in West London. And, you know, we always have a good fun time here. I try to hold on to the conversation for as long as I possibly can. We've been going for 1 hour 15 so far, and I've talked non-stop, which is my job. So we hope to make sure that people come here and have a friendly experience and have lots of opportunity to chat with other people and meet other people as well, which is great. So there you go. What's this CD 1918, Paul? Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I wondered what that was. So there you go. So what were we talking about? I've lost the thread now. I'm just having a sip of tea, folks. It's quite cool tonight in London. Hope you like my stamp mug. It's cool, huh? Was it? Oh, was it? Well, apparently this was bought by a New Yorker for us. Apparently. Okay. Yeah, it's a nice one. We've got quite a lot of different mugs. I like a collection of different types of mugs. I don't know about you, but I do. Well, I'm not sure about patriotic. I mean, you know, it's only the Queen's head. Um, I'm not particularly patriotic, and to be honest with you guys, I'm not feeling terribly patriotic at the moment about Britain, and I'm certainly not feeling very patriotic about this Brexit thing that's going on. No, it's not a good idea. They can't even sort it out. It's not a good idea. Oh, Ali's running low on battery. Bye, Ali. Take care. Well, this one's filled with tea. This is tea that I'm drinking, and I drink my tea black with honey. Okay, so tell me, people, what are you doing this weekend? We've had a few people tell us what they're doing. Any other plans? Anybody doing anything exciting or going away or, you know, going to stay somewhere exciting? Hello, Carl. Thank you very much. You're very kind. I'm really pleased you're enjoying the stuff that I do. That's really great. Thank you. Tea and honey. Tea and honey, love it. Black tea, strong, because I'm a northerner at heart and we like strong tea with a nice bit of honey, nice and sweet, gives you a bit of a lift, I find. Cyber Doctor, you're going to New York tomorrow. Wow, excellent. Bonnie's saying it's cool also. Okay, well, so do I. I love the cool weather. The heat wave for me was too much, made me feel really ill. It was a coincidence that I actually was ill at the time of the heat wave as well, which made it even worse. Cyber Doctor, you've got to get a plane at 5 o'clock plane. I hate that. I hate it when you have to get a plane early in the morning. Worst time. Hate it. Good luck. You're going to stay in Seaford for a few days in September. Where's Seaford? Oh, Mark, the heat wave. Awful. Hated every minute of it. This kind of weather to me is better. Dull, grey, cool and wet. I love it. Okay. Luke is painting a fence, mowing some lawns, going out for a meal on Sunday. Well, you know, it's stuff, isn't it? We all have to sort of do stuff, don't we, at the weekends and fit it all in. Tanya, you're back. Yeah, it's kind of quite grey. It's quite grey over this side. And John's going to be visiting. Brighton and Eastbourne, lovely. Okay, excellent. What, grey and dark suits your current mood? Well, I hope we can lift that mood a little bit, Mark, although I'm very familiar with that kind of mood. Grey and dark suits me as well, I'm afraid, most of the time. But I do try to be, positive and upbeat on a Friday night for you guys because you wouldn't want to see me depressed, really. So, let's all go up together, I say. So Carl's going to be doing some gardening now. It's cooler. Yeah, I think a lot of people didn't like the heat wave. There were a few people saying, "Oh, I love this hot weather," and then they changed their minds once they were being fried and dried out. Yeah. Oh, excellent. Well, I hope you enjoy it. I hope it was a good one. I try to make most of them good. Okay. Do I have Facebook? Yeah, I'm on Facebook, Mark. You can find me. It's Richard Hammond. And the photo of me is me wearing sunglasses and doing a selfie. So you should be able to spot me. You'll spot my grey coloured hair. Yeah, air conditioning. I mean, nobody in this country has aircon in their homes, but a lot of businesses do. But the business I work for has no aircon apart from one of those noisy portable machines, which you can't hear yourself think. And after 7 hours of that being on, you feel like you've been on a 7 hour plane ride because your ears are buzzing. It's awful. Yeah, no problem, Mark. Look me up. I haven't got a huge number of friends on Facebook, but you know, I'm not one of these people with thousands of acquaintances. I just have the people I know, but I'm quite up for other people to, send me a friend request, no problem at all. Yeah, the wildlife has suffered. You're absolutely right. Yeah, we've got one at home as well, Carl. We've got one upstairs in our attic room, and it's okay to use. We don't use it very often because, of course, it collects all the moisture and spits it all out into the, collection tray at the back. So I don't find them very practical, but they are good if you do need to cool down. But we live in a Victorian house, so funnily enough, our downstairs area stays really cool. Stays 5 to 10 degrees cooler than the outside, which is good. Mags, you hated the heat wave as well. Yeah, no good. No good at all. Yeah, they are quite loud. Where I work, it's a reception area, and we've got one that's, got the tube plumbed into the outside, so it vents the hot air. But it drives me insane. It really does. What, like this? Well, this is my dining room. It's a very small room at the back of the house, and it looks out over to the garden. And yeah, thank you. It's yeah, I like to play with color in the house, and I kind of quite like to do different themes and different decor, and when I get time. But when I'm part time from the 3rd of September, I'll have more time to experiment in the house, which is great. Um, we need LED for AC. Yeah, we do need new technology for aircon, to be honest. There should be better way of cooling places down without kicking all that heat out into the atmosphere. Um, yeah, I mean, I know quite a few people who live in sort of more modern houses. I think because ours is Victorian with quite high ceilings, not in this room, but in the rest of the house, because this is an extension. The ceilings are quite high, so the heat tends to rise up. Plus, in our front room, we've got an open fire, so a lot of the heat tends to escape up the chimney hole, which is good. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up with the comments, guys. Okay. Do I watch any other YouTube? Yes, I do. I watch quite a lot of YouTube. I subscribe to a lot of channels, and we watch a number of gardening channels. Um, I quite like drag, American drag, things like RuPaul. So I follow quite a few drag queens, which I find hysterically funny. I follow all sorts of bits and pieces, documentary stuff, old Hollywood stuff. Yeah, I've got varied interest in YouTube. Yeah, Paul is from London as well, Rami. We're both from London. We live together. Yeah, ours was built in the 1800s. I think ours was in the 1850s. I think 1854 ours, I think. Thank you for subscribing, Mark. I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you. Sharon Needles, know her well, absolutely. Alyssa, I like Pearl, Bianca Del Rio, love them. Love most of them actually. Latrice Royale, love those girls. Great artists, absolutely. So, Mark, you're going out for a meal. Excellent. Have a good weekend yourself, Mark. Thanks for joining us. Love to you too. Does anyone here speak Arabic? I don't know, Rami. I'm sure if anybody does, they will tell you. So John's house is 1957 three-bed semi. Okay. And does your house get warm, John, in the summer? Wow, that sounds impressive, Cyber Doctor. I'm sorry, Rami, I don't speak any Arabic at all. I don't know many languages other than English and a little bit of French. I'm drinking more tea. I've been talking for days on end, and I really notice it in my throat. I've been talking for the past 2 days. Oh, does it? Oh, that's good, John. I'm glad it stays cool. I don't think I could live in a house that really heated up in the summer. It would drive me insane. I think I would probably need to install an aircon unit in at least one room. Um, Ich liebe dich. I don't know German, Carl. I didn't do German at school because I wasn't good enough at French. So they wouldn't let people who weren't very good at French do German. And I studied a bit of French about 3 years ago. Um, I did a little bit of, oh, Carl, you're showing off now. Seni seviyorum. Turkish. Wow. Excellent. I'm very impressed. Well, Cyber Doctor, exactly. Exactly. We need a system that doesn't kick out the hot air into the environment. Absolutely right. Jeg elsker deg Norwegian. Oh no, deg. Jeg elsker deg. Oh, you learn something new every day. So Pag's house was built in 1920. You're right, Mags. We may need to grow different crops. We may need to have different gardens in the UK, more Mediterranean style gardens if we're going to get these hot summers with plants that are drought tolerant. That's okay. I'm drinking my tea. Finished my tea. I'm going to vape now. I'm vaping. Yay, vape break. Well, you've got to have a vape break, haven't you, really? I need to top up my minimal nicotine levels. Well, it's better than smoking, isn't it, guys? It's much better than smoking. So, we're coming to 1 hour 30. So, we've got 17 people with us. Thank you so much, everybody. We were talking about the weekend, so I'm hoping to go for a walk at some point and maybe do a video about that. It depends on the weather. So, Paul, have you looked at the weather this weekend? No, we've not checked it out yet, but we're hoping that it's going to be okay on one of the days. Go for a wander. Carl, welcome to Weirdo Central. We're all weirdos here. We love weirdos. We love different. You know, that's just the kind of people that we are. It's great. We love it. No, just vape, no cigarette. Mark quit on his 40th. I'm 50 in November, so 10 years nearly. Well, I'm 51 in September. So we're similar age, Mark. And I quit probably about 7 years ago, I think it must be now, 6 or 7 years ago. And obviously did it with this, which is great. So I'm now addicted to this. But I think I've got a slightly addictive personality. So, I have to be careful. Okay. Yeah. Well done. September the 19th. Ah. So you're a fellow Virgo, John. I'm September the 13th. Mags, you're going to try chickpeas next year. Did you see my video on the falafel that we made with the fresh green chickpeas? It was delicious. Really, really good. Well, one has to be indulgent slightly, Christine, doesn't one? One's got to enjoy oneself on a Friday night, seeing as one doesn't drink or do drugs anymore. November the 21st for Mark, Scorpio. My sister's a Scorpio. So we did a video on chickpea harvest, which Paul labored over for hours and hours and hours. It took him ages to shell all those little things. And the falafel was the result of that, which was really, really good. So, Are you going, Cyber Doctor? Okay, look, have a good trip. Have a safe trip. Enjoy it. And take care. Yeah, it's my birthday in September. 13th of September. Carl, no, Paul didn't see any more wasps at all. Well, he saw a couple, but luckily didn't get attacked again. It was quite funny, wasn't it? Mags, you're a Piscean. So you're my opposite sign. Same as one of my best friends, Angie. She's in my opposite to Virgo in the chart, in the zodiac. Bye, Cyber Doctor. Take care. Well, yeah, we hopefully won't have any more attacks because at this time of year they're searching out for sugars, so they're getting all that rotten fruit. Well, funnily enough, you should say that, Pag. But Paul did see a hornet the other day, a single one, that was going for the flowers on the tomato plant. We've got one tomato plant still yet to fruit. And yeah, it was a big one. I'm just having a look at your comments. I hope I haven't missed anybody out. Good. Okay. So 15 people left. That's right. I know they do. And that's why they get all angry. I mean, you know what sugar does to people, makes them buzzy, and I think it does the same to wasps. Yeah, it is interesting, isn't it? Because their behaviors change because of that. Imagine how our behaviors change according to the types of food that we eat. I mean, they talk about good mood food, you know. I think that's very true. It's very true. I think food has a real measurable effect on how we react. I mean, people talk about, being hangry, angry because they're hungry. And I've experienced that. Paul's had his birthday, Christine, 24th of July. He's a Leo. Paul's a Leo. He's a double Leo. I'm a Virgo with Leo rising and a Capricorn moon. And yes, you're all saying, wow, he knows so much about astrology, but I don't really follow astrology. But I have had friends who've been heavily into it, and I kind of learned quite a lot about it, about these sort of the charts and what things mean. So I find it quite interesting to look at. And I find it quite fascinating how people under the same star signs have very similar traits very often. It's interesting, just an interesting thing. Doesn't mean I totally hang on it or follow it all the time, but I do find it quite an interesting concept. Okay, great. Well, Sandra, we all know what happened. Mercury turned direct, but we're still in the shadow period, which is about 2 weeks after Mercury turns direct. So we're still kind of feeling the effects of it, and we shouldn't really make any big plans until it really kicks in. So yeah, yeah, we've got to consider that. And also Mars apparently has been retrograde as well recently, which also has an effect. Mercury has an effect on me because it is my ruling planet, being a Virgo. So yeah, I think things have shifted a little bit, and I think it's terribly interesting because a lot of people I know have been very frustrated recently at things not going their way and things not going according to plan and feeling stuck, feeling in a rut, all of that kind of thing. And that goes with Mercury when it's retrograde, because Mercury is the planet of communication. And when it's direct, communication flows in an easy way. When it's retrograde, everything gets stuck. And that's exactly how I've been feeling the past couple of months. Really, really interesting. So, Bonnie, you've been using frankincense. Excellent. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Mars can give you energy. Look, guys, I'm not an astrologer and I'm not a follower of astrology, but I do know quite a lot about it because I read and I find it really interesting, really interesting. But I don't necessarily believe it. But there are some correlations which just seem quite spooky sometimes. And, to be honest with you, you get to a certain age and a lot of those sort of spooky, mysterious things have gone from your life that you sort of thought about in your 20s. And you sort of look around and think, what mysteries are left? That's why I quite like quantum physics, because that sort of opens up all these mysteries and, strange things that are hard to understand. Um, so I kind of occasionally like to sort of read about those things and just sort of imagine that I'm naive and, you know, not cynical any longer. So, it's like dipping your toe back into those things again. Oh, Carl, I agree. I love astronomy. I'm a big fan of astronomy. I love The Sky at Night, which is a program that we watch regularly. I had a telescope when I was a child. I adored looking at the stars. I know quite a bit about astronomy as well, on a sort of layman level. So yeah, astrology is fun and just interesting occasionally to sort of read into it and think, oh, maybe not. Bye, Pag. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for moderating again. Although, have we had any trolls this week, Paul? I don't think we've had any trolls this week at all. Yet. We deal with trolls humanely here. Bye, Pag. Thank you. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the bike ride. Yay, I know, no trolls. It's incredible. I think they've maybe learned to stay away. Ah, well, we don't mind trolls. We can deal with them. Bye. Well, yeah, and but I don't know. I think it depends on who you are, Mags, as well, and your mindset. You know, I used to believe in all sorts of stuff. And over the years, I've just become, I don't know what the word is to use. Cynical, more scientific, in need of proof. That's what I've become. I'm more of a scientist now than a fantasist, put it that way. But you know what? I don't. You live under a bridge? Well, that sounds great. Um, I would never run anybody down for their own beliefs. I wouldn't do that because I think that's kind of cruel. So, if you believe something, that's great. Because if that gives you a sense of comfort in your life, that's a good thing. Because hell knows we all need comfort in our lives. Life isn't always great. Um, so, we need a source of comfort. And if that is to believe in a certain thing, then great. If you're not hurting anybody else, then that's okay. But I've learned to question things over the years and seek out proof and seek out reasoning and logic. I can't help it because I'm a Virgo. There we go. Yes, Southern comfort. Yeah. Although not for me because I don't drink. I used to, but I don't anymore. Yeah, the simple life. Absolutely, John. And I think to be in tune with nature is a great thing. To look up at the sky and feel when it's going to rain, feel when the weather's going to be good, feel when a storm's coming on rather than look at your phone to find out. That's one thing I really like. And people have forgotten how to learn to live with nature and live in harmony with it. And I think that's important because all of the beliefs that we have, I firmly believe, stem from the cycle of nature being reinterpreted. There you go. Yeah, I wouldn't probably say, Mark, that I'm teetotal. I do occasionally enjoy now a glass of champagne or two. Can't waste the bottle. And I do occasionally enjoy a glass of red wine, but it's extremely occasional now rather than a bottle a night, which it kind of was a good few years ago for Paul and I, which was too much. So, you know, I think moderation is key, really. And I think as you get older, you've got to be more aware of looking after your body because it's going to start breaking down, if you don't support it with good nutrition and cut down on the things that aren't terribly good for you. Well, Christine, you've got to be considerate, haven't you, towards people, really, because we all have our own way. I think as long as people aren't pushing their beliefs and their ways onto other people and trying to make them see um, in a totally different way, which makes them feel uncomfortable, then what harm does it do? You know? Ribena, Lucozade, and Capri Sun. Yeah, I used to love Lucozade many years ago, but it's hugely sweet. What have they done to it, Carl? It used to be packed full of glucose, and it used to have a cellophane wrapper. Yeah, it always used to be sort of Lucozade was considered medicinal, wasn't it? When you had an illness, you were given Lucozade by your mum. Yeah, we've seen the robin, Christine. It's been around. Yeah, Paul saw it today. Yeah, the garden's still got the wildlife. They're still enjoying the garden. My horrendously overgrown garden, which needs a lot of work on it, which I'm not going to be starting until I'm part-time. That list is getting longer. Believe you me, it really is. Sugar tax ruined all the drinks. Well, Carl, now, sugar tax, that's a strange thing, isn't it? They've ruined all the drinks, yet you can still buy sugar at virtually the same price, isn't it, Paul? You know, Cresta. Oh my goodness me, I remember Cresta. Calypso in a triangle carton. Yes, we used to call them jubblies. It's raining again. It's chucking it down out there. It's gone really dark now, although it should be going dark at this time, shouldn't it? Yeah, it's ridiculous. Hi, Tech Boy 14. Thank you for joining us. Nice to see you. It's Frothy Man. Oh, yeah. I remember absolutely. That rain just passed you, Carl. Okay, whereabouts are you, Carl? Because we're in West London. Well, it was a quick shower, certainly, that went over, and I could hear it beating down on the roof. Waterlooville. Where's Waterlooville? Not far. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think there's quite a few bands of rain coming over tonight. It's quite patchy, isn't it? Mark's in Dulwich. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're in Ealing, West London. Okay, guys, so we're down to 13 people now. So I'm probably going to think about tying it up because I'm really hungry and really would like to eat. What's the time, Paul? 10 to 8. So, look, guys, it's been fantastic. It's been a really good evening. I've really enjoyed chatting to you all. It's been really brilliant. We've had lots of good conversation, you know? Okay, John, you've got to load up the Royal Enfield motorbike with all your tools for the allotment tomorrow. Sounds fantastic. Yeah, it is food time. You're going to go to the Chippy. Excellent, Carl. Brilliant. Ah, you going to go to the Chippy then, Paul, are you? Oh, he's done something for food tonight. He's not sure whether it's working. That doesn't sound very promising. I'm sure it'll be edible, Paul. Ali's still wearing sandals despite the cooler temperatures. You're eating now. Yeah, we're going to feed our bellies. Bye. Bye, John. So we're going to say goodbye, guys. I just want to say a really big thank you to all of you because it's just been really brilliant tonight. We've had a really good chat, lots of different subjects. I really enjoy, chatting with you about the subjects that you bring up as well, and it's always fascinating. And I think we're a really great bunch of people. It's a shame we can't all meet up in person one day, but I don't think that's going to happen. Bye, Carl. So I'm going to say goodbye to you all. We're having stuffed tomatoes, but Paul isn't sure that the rice is cooked. I'm not eating raw rice. It's not going to happen. Oh, well, he can go to the chippy then, can't he? In the rain. Okay, guys, I'm going to say goodbye and that you're seeing this. But I'm going to say goodbye now. So take care of everybody. And I'm trying to end the stream. Doesn't seem to want. The computer's enjoying it. No, it still doesn't want to end. Oh, there we are. Am I sure that I want to end? Yes, I am. Goodbye. I'm trying. Is it still live, Paul?